Good morning, 31st of January, and it's quite nippy, even though there's a blue sky and the sun is shining. It's quite windy, so I hope you can hear my voice. We're on Blythe Street, just off Sandy Row, and there's an interesting little park over here, which I'm going to explore. And this park is known as the Thorn Garden Park. It's a very, very small little park. And there's a stack of, it's not street art, it's just nice pictures of fairies dancing and such like. Colourful, very colourful that. But this is what I've come to video. This is what do you call a fairy thorn tree, and this tree has been around for a long time, very, very long time. And there's an interesting story attached by this. In 2018, this tree, and there's a big lump of branches come off there recently. In 2018, this tree was one of the 6 contenders for the Northern Ireland Tree of the Year Woodland Trust. And this tree has survived because of local superstitions. Because my father talked about this way back, whenever he was a boy at Castle Blaney, County Monaghan, growing up, Ballybay, and he talked about the fairy trees. Locals were very, very reticent to go near them or touch them, and that's why they survived in the middle of fields and whatnot. The farmers left them; they wouldn't touch them. And this tree was growing in the backyard of the old houses that were along this road, and the old houses were demolished, and some high-ups wanted this tree removed as well, but the locals protested, and actually the workmen refused to touch it because it was a fairy tree. Fairy thorn tree, and they believed, and many do believe this. They believe that if you touch a fairy thorn tree, it will bring bad luck and calamity upon you, and many people still believe that. And I'm not going to say anything about that. And there's a nice wee pretend well in the centre here. My father used to tell, I loved the stories actually, my father used to tell stories, and he would tell you that some workman, some farmer decided to cut down the fairy tree for somebody else, and ever after that, every time he cycled past the stump of the fairy tree, he would get punctures in his bicycle. There's a wee story for you. So this is the fairy thorn tree. It was all being developed in the 1980s, and the workmen refused to touch it. So the Northern Ireland Housing Executive decided to make it a centrepiece of a children's play park area, now called Fairy Thorn Garden. I love old folklore and fairy tales, and it's right opposite the tribute to Linfield Football Club. So come and check it out, folks. Bring a wee picnic. So let us see what it says here. "40 years ago, a house was built here, but the workmen, believing they would be cursed, refused to cut down the hawthorn on the plot. Instead, this magical fairy thorn garden was created to protect the tree and its inhabitants." I was talking about the little people here. What do you think about the little people? I just can't quite read that. I don't know. And this one says, "The hawthorn. Folklore tells us that hawthorn trees are home to fairies and cannot be cut down or damaged without incurring the anger of the little folk. Stories are still told of ill luck, even death, visiting those who disturbed the trees." So what do you think about that? Fascinating. Love wee stories like this.